Oh my goodness. So there's a girl trending on TikTok, right? Actually, all of social media right now, because she's an American girl and she wants to go to Afghanistan to meet her man. Or, like we say in the Caribbean, she wants to go to Afghanistan to meet her man. My goodness. Anyways, she's American. I believe her mom is American and her dad is Jordanian. So she is a dual citizen. She also is a Jordanian passport holder. Her husband, that she married in Pakistan, she met on Snapchat. Red flag. Red flag. That was just the first thing. Went Snapchat, then went to Pakistan and saw him one time, and she stayed with him for 14 days. That was it. She had tried to send for him and sponsor him into the United States, but that did not work out. They said no. Plan B, she decides, I'm going to move over there. Now, the internet is going tizzy-tazzy about this whole thing, but everybody sees is a big bird who's stubborn. And let me tell you something, there was a lot of references to the movie Not Without My Daughter by Sally Fields. I think it was in the 90s that it came out, about an American woman who married an Iranian guy, took her to Iran with their daughter. He didn't tell her that he was fired from the University of Michigan School of Medicine or whatever that was the plot of the movie. He didn't tell her he was fired. She thought they were just visiting. But lo and behold, they found out that he was actually there to stay. And the movie goes through all the harrowing details of what it took to actually traffic herself and her daughter out of Iran, because it was mighty, mighty difficult getting her out of there. But anyway, so this girl, everybody's talking about that movie, and many Afghan people themselves who are in the diaspora are talking about telling her and warning her to not go there. That's not a good idea. You don't know the family. You don't know him very well. And there's no guarantee that he's there to protect you or that he'll do right by you and his family will do right by you. Now, I don't know the background story as to what her side of the family thinks. If they're okay with it, they probably are. But it's just part of that whole sort of like Western privilege, where they feel like they can go anywhere in the world and everybody will just love them. And everybody's telling her, just because you're an American, that doesn't mean they'll respect you or like you or take care of you. And as a matter of fact, if what they're doing to the women there is crazy or have their lives heavily restricted, you're going to be of no exception. And anybody that care and love you will not ask you to come to their troubled country. So yeah, girl, we don't even have a citizen. The United States does not even have diplomatic relations at this time, which ended in 2021. They do, I think if you do need consulatory services, you do have to contact the Qatar U.S. Embassy, and they have like a shelf dedicated to anything Afghan affairs. That's what's left. So everybody's telling her, girl, there's no way and no how. It's just mighty difficult. But as the internet shows, she would not listen. As a matter of fact, she's doubling down. She is doubling down.
An American moving to Afghanistan, and this is part 2 of all of the things I got as gifts for my husband's family. This is all for the...
As an Afghan myself, girl, sit your ass down, okay? Sit the fuck down and don't move anywhere. Listen to what the world is telling you. It's not about your man. Nobody's saying he's a bad guy. We don't care. What we care is that you're not gonna have any legal protections when you're gonna need them, and there's no embassy. So sit down. To the lady that's moving to Afghanistan for the man she met on Snapchat, as an Afghan man myself, having been born and raised there, I got 3 advice for you. The first one is, sit your ass home. Sit the fuck down and listen to what everybody's been telling you. We're still trying to process and recover from the story of the French lady who was imprisoned in Pakistan for 12 years. And now you're going...
I don't want peace. I want problems, always.
Second, like, nobody's being ignorant. Nobody's saying all Afghan men are bad. Or nobody's presupposing a bad judgment on your man either. He could be a sweetheart. Who knows? For all we know, he's just a man, and that tells a lot, by the way. But anyway, the problem is, and what people are concerned about, is the lack of legal guardrails. Lack of legal guardrails that you're not gonna have when you're actually gonna have to need them. My second advice to you is that, okay, if you end up going and you do not listen to everybody and you just go against the world and go and find yourself in Kabul and whatever that guy is, my second advice to you is to not live with his family past 5 days. Track your travel progress. No, have a good sense of when are you going back. Third, everything goes to shit. You find that he's abusive, he's keeping you in, and you're being abused. My advice to you is, yes, maybe not try to approach authorities because they might not be on your side. Get back on your media, get back on social media as soon as you can. Reach out to other Afghans, whether they're in diaspora, whether they're in Afghanistan, creators particularly. Reach out to elderly people in Afghanistan, because in Afghanistan most domestic abuse cases are solved or resolved through elderly through arbitration by tribal elders, not necessarily authorities. So do that if you can. I mean, it's just crazy. Like, Afghan women who are in Afghanistan or who are diaspora but have extended family in Afghanistan will not go to do that thing because of they're scared of the legal guardrails. But you would do that, but that's on you. That's on you. But just somebody send this video to her, because I also just gave her like some pretty solid technical tips. One of the advice I gave to the woman who was flying to Afghanistan to meet the husband she met on Snapchat, was to not live with her in-laws past 5 days. And a lot of people in the comments are asking, why did I say that? Like, what's it got to do with anything? I can't explain it, but growing up in Afghanistan, in a lot of the cases, like majority of the cases, I noticed that the in-laws, sister-in-law, mother-in-law, were usually the one who were stirring up the pot of domestic violence. I can't explain it. I'm not a feminist scholar. I don't know why, but and it sometimes went the other way around as well. Like, sometimes the wife would make the husband hate the sister-in-law and the mother-in-law, but the drama was intense. It went both ways, and in a lot of cases I was so surprised that to a point where like the sister-in-law and the mother-in-law would almost see it as their job to make the husband hate the wife. Like, I don't understand. Like, maybe people who have more theoretical knowledge on such cases and why such dynamic plays, but it was weird. Like, a lot of the time, like, one of the biggest enemy as a woman you could have in Afghanistan, outside from the Taliban, aside from the legal framework and all that, it's down to the family level, were other women in the household. Like, I don't get it. I just don't understand how. I don't have the theoretical foundation to back it up and explain it, but observationally, that was the case.
I fear that even with the rise of the patriarchy, and no matter how big and fat the violence against women is in our faces, there are some people who voluntarily choose to lose the plot. There's a woman on here who wants to move to Afghanistan to see her husband. She was originally moving August 13th, but because she got so much hate and because she misses her husband so much, she moved it to August 4th. There are people who are giving her hate, but they're really just comments that are warning her in a very harsh manner. And she thinks these are insults, so she's going ahead and she's insulting them back. One comment said, I would leave my husband if I had to go to Afghanistan, which rightfully so. And she responded with, maybe this is the reason why divorce rates are so high in America. You met your husband on Snapchat. If you're traveling to a place, even for vacation, the first thing that you would want to do is at least do some research. Where it's at, the places that you can go see. And most importantly, how do they feel about people like you? And now that the video has blown up, it is a very big chance that the big TB is on you. God forbid, I guess. I support women's rights and wrongs, but being this blindsided to the violence against women and the blatant misogyny that's happening in Afghanistan, and the fact that you, number one, met your husband on Snapchat, and number two, the fact that your husband is a man, number three, the fact that you said that you could go to Jordan as plan B, but plan A is to be in Afghanistan. Number four, the fact that you met your husband only once. No offense, like I said, I support women's rights and wrongs, but I think you deserve what's coming for you, because the fact that you're literally not listening to anybody that's telling you anything, the fact that your comment is full of hate and not one supportive comment is on there, do you not think to yourself, maybe I shouldn't do this, right? But it's okay, you've already packed your bag, so you might as well go, right? Good luck.
Like, that girl has, it's literally soulless. Like, her eyes are soulless. Like, she is just like, I think she's a transplant. Like, that's all I can think, that she's a transplant. Because what do you mean you're gonna go move to Afghanistan for a man you just met 1 month? Like, you met once. You're gonna move to Afghanistan? Like, you're gonna move to Afghanistan. And it's like nothing about that scares you. Like, she genuinely believes that everything that's on the news is propaganda. And it's just like, why? What make you say that? Like, what? I genuinely cannot wait to see how this plays out. Actually, we're not even gonna see shit because she can't even post. He gonna beat her ass. That's the problem. He is gonna beat her ass. Knock some sense into her. He's gonna beat her ass. I'm telling y'all.
That girl that's moving to Afghanistan for a man is a prime example of those who cannot hear must feel. You can't feel bad for people like that. You have to just be quiet and let those people hit the wall, because no matter what you say or what you do, even when your initial reaction is to help them, they don't listen. And now this doesn't mean everybody in Afghanistan is bad, no, but you know how the region is. You know how the world treats that area specifically. Then you know what kind of conflict that area is in. Then on top of that, you know how the women are treated in that area. And then you still in your spirit said, hey, let me go across the world to live here where I only met the man one time. Are we good? Absolutely not. You can't, there's nothing in the world that can help that woman. The sisterhood can't help her. Nobody can help her. Batman couldn't help her. So understand, those who cannot hear must feel.
Woman moving to Afghanistan for the man that she met on Snapchat is so sad to me because she has not realized that he does not love her. There is no way that a man that loves you and sees you as a person that would say to you, do you know what you should do in the name of our love? Move away from a country where you have freedom and you have rights and move somewhere where you will have none and where your life will mainly be in my control. Those are not the actions of a man that loves you. Let me read to you a list of things that women are not allowed to do in Afghanistan currently. They are not allowed to attend school or university. Women are strictly barred from attending secondary school. That's not a thing. So education, gone. Women in Afghanistan are not allowed to travel freely. Have to have a close male relative guiding you. So you can't walk and just go wherever you want, whenever you please. That's not allowed. Entering public spaces, public parks, gardens, gyms, not allowed. Speaking in public. So singing and talking loudly in public is prohibited. This is where this man that allegedly loves you so much wants you to move from your life where you can talk, do, and wear what you want and move there to be with him because of love. Those are not the actions of somebody that loves you. The saddest part about all of this is that if she does move there with him, if this all does go wrong, we will never know because she is going to a place where she will not be able to access the help that she will need. And that is the saddest part about all of this. The women in Afghanistan need our help. They need our support. They don't need privileged Western women getting on TikTok and being like, get ready with me to move to Afghanistan for my man that I've been so in love with. This is sad.
Things you cannot do in Afghanistan as a woman. You cannot have access to free healthcare because there are very few female doctors, and you're not allowed to be treated by a male doctor, which is such a contradiction, but because of that, many women have no access to healthcare. Oh, and the cherry on the top? Some women are denied healthcare if they come to the hospital without the accompaniment of a man. It is a given Taliban has banned all girls from going to school, so girls are without education, not by their own choice. Women are not allowed to drive. Women do not have access to bank accounts. If you want to go to a park, your dad needs to go with you or your brother needs to go with you. You want to step outside, you need a man to be with you. A study from 2023 showed that child marriages increased 30% after the Taliban took over, and out of that 30%, 10% of them were under the age of 15. These girls are being forced into marriage, marital rape, all of these things under this regime. There's public executions and flogging for not following the rules. Some families are selling their children to survive. By children, I do mean girls in marriage so they can survive. I think people forget that we live in a country that has given us so much. We have a lot of freedom as women. Yes, we're still fighting for some certain rights in this country as well, but it's nothing compared to what other people are going through in countries like Afghanistan. We have taken it for granted so long that we don't even know what we have. So this girl who has met this man one time and is trying to move to Afghanistan is gonna be in for a really, really, really rude awakening when she gets there and she is forced to wear a burqa, all of her rights taken away from her by this man. And let's not be delusional to the fact she's met this man once. For all we know, this man is just a trafficker, a human trafficker who's gonna take this girl and throw her into prostitution. Let's be realistic, this is not Disney. She is so unfathomably uneducated and ignorant and embarrassing, and I really hope other girls are not watching this thinking, oh, I too can do this, because it's embarrassing and disgusting how stupid she's being. And I have zero sympathy for her, because Google is free, internet's free, you're in the land of free, and you want to go to the one place in the world that they're literally begging people to help these girls out. Make it make sense. I just don't get it. I really hope it's rage bait. But even as rage bait, that's such a terrible thing to rage bait about.
So this is part 2 of me answering your guys' questions in the comments. The reason we can't go to another country is because Afghan passports are just not strong enough. So I really like this comment because it reminded me of a time when I went to Chicago with friends. We took the wrong exit and we were immediately pulled over by police, and we were told to leave the area because it was too dangerous. So yeah, do what you will with that info. So as for my day-to-day life, I plan on taking like little day trips with my husband, seeing the nature and the landscape of Afghanistan. His aunt goes to the gym, and I really like going to the gym. I just don't have like a whole lot of time with my job. So I'll probably go with her, hang out with all the friends I've met on TikTok, go eat, go shopping, things like that. So this comment I see the most, like out of all of them, this is the one I see the most. I feel like if you have to use a movie or an experience that's almost 30 years old to generalize an entire population, then I feel like you are just a...
Yeah, that is very strange. I don't know what the Chicago reference has anything to do with danger going in a foreign country that is very hostile to females and will incarcerate you or unalive you if they feel that you broke any of their Sharia law. They will stand up for the Afghan citizen that you're married to. Whatever he says is going to go, and you can be blocked from ever seeing not just your family, but the light of day again. So I don't know what she mean by, oh, I went to wrong part of Chicago and you were told it was dangerous. And she, you know what? This is one of the reasons why I think people are finding that, you know what, this girl is where she wants to be. She's kind of seems like slow, just a whole bird. Kind of dense, and probably could be rage baiting too, because you know it's causing a lot of furor and it's causing a whole lot of problem with people are like telling her, and she's like saying things back to them in the comments and stuff like that, and even pushing up her, you know, exit date to go over there. The thing is, there are a lot of women that feel like, oh, America is not the best or whatever. Oh, the West, not just America. The West is not, because she was saying in one of her other videos that the men are not like the men in America because the men in America are red pill. Let me tell you something. Afghanistan, Pakistan, all the stands, Central Asia, West Asia, South Asia is the mother of red pill. That's what it is. It's the mother of red pill. So if she think that she's gonna escape red pill men in the West that she is used to and go with this man that she only met once on Snapchat, red flag. Well, she will quickly find out how red pill he is. She will get the shock of her life, because there is the red pill that actually give birth and lay eggs, and America is the student of red pill. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments, and we will talk again.